I forgot to mute myself. Way to go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is the AD2L Champions League semifinals here in the Champions Division of the Amateur Dota 2 League. It's going to be a gooder for sure. We're casting PyroDemic, the team that knocked my team out of the playoffs. I don't know why I accepted this cast. It was honestly, I'm going to flame them all game. But they're going to be going up against No Name Team, another team that kicked our asses earlier on in the group stage. But definitely a lot of really great players. Frugas, who plays for No Name Team, is actually a part of, well, I guess Root has disbanded. But he did play on Root when they were active for the last few months. So definitely some top-tier, high-quality players here. And they're going to be doing some top-tier, high-quality Dota. Anyways, there was a lot of alt-chatting going on in the lobby. These teams aren't too fond of each other. There's a little bit of disagreement on when the game was going to be played, and some names got thrown around. So I'm sure we're definitely going to be seeing some salt being thrown around in alt-chat as these games progress. So it's going to be a fun one for sure. We're looking at a best-of-3 here between these two teams. I think it'll probably go all the way to 3, but who knows? It could land anywhere. Anyways, we're loading in right now, so I'll pop it over to the lobby, and let's get this draft rolling, friends. There we go. So we got one person taking a little while to load in here. If you guys are hanging out in chat, there's a guy that's offering up his virginity as a bet on this game, so if you want to get in on that action, feel free to hit up Mr. Omega Sniper. But, yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Loading taking forever. What is this? What is this? There weren't any updates today. Shouldn't be a problem. Ah. Oh, there we go. Okay. Took a while to wind up his PC. Let everything get going, but. Here we are, we're in it, AD2L Season 9, and this is the semifinals of the Champions League playoffs, so the winner of this will be heading on to the grand finals, I believe. Let's take a peek here at the brackets. Yeah, so winner of this will go on to the grand finals against the winners of Bang Bang versus Team ASDF, who are also a couple really good teams, so definitely looking big. I think the Champions League cash prize is 110 bucks. I think that's what it was last season. I don't remember what it is this season around. So anyways, a victory here will bring them a little bit closer to that prize, which is always really nice for an amateur team, you know. 20 bucks a player just down in their pocket. You know, it's not too big, but it's definitely a nice reward for doing well in a good season of Dota. So anyways, heading into the bans here, we've got Shadow Fiend, Alchemist, and Doom, and Slardar all taken out. So all those kind of minus armor, those kind of messy, brawly heroes that we've been seeing quite a bit at the majors and throughout play. And of course, Tuskar, the most highly picked hero in the group stages of the majors, is going to be snagged up first here. So, Tusk. Yeah, Tusk on the board. You can't say much more than that. Tusk is a very survivable hero. He offers a lot to a team. He can be played in pretty much any position. He's awesome. Just a second here. Have to send a text message real quickly.
Radiant team pick.
All right. We good. Dazzle's going to be the counter pick to the Tusk here, and well, it's not so much a counter pick to Tusk as it is just a good hero all around, but lots of teams are kind of playing around that armor synergy nowadays. I mean, we see that Slardar being a very popular pick, and of course, Alchemist is kind of in that same vein of that strong minus armor hero. Just offers a lot to your team. Physical damage is very much in the meta, as a lot of the high damage nukers have been kind of brought down to size, as Storm was nerfed, Leshrac was nerfed, Lina was nerfed, Quap was nerfed. So a lot of these heroes are less prominent as the meta kind of shifted back over towards physical damage. So we'll see what they choose to pair with this Dazzle pick here. The general strategy that I've been seeing emerge as of late is kind of, you go one Healy support, either Winter Wyvern or Dazzle or sometimes even Omni Knight, and then you just go for run at them heroes, like just heroes that get up in your face. That Night Stalker is a very good example of one. Tusk is another good example. The Slardar, you go for you know, Brewmaster, Pudge, like Doom, like these kind of ridiculous heroes that you don't really see at high level play, but still kind of just make their way in every once in a while, and you just kind of just throw things at them. And these early brawls go really well in your favor because, you know, you have the healing support, you have the things to keep you alive and sustained, and then you just kind of beat the enemy down by brute force. So that might be what No Name Team's draft focuses around here. But PyroDemic, we'll see what they choose to counter with. If they kind of go for a similar strategy themselves. The Tusk, they've got already another kind of run-at-you hero. But they're taking their time on the second pick, dipping into their reserve time, and down to 135 at the moment. Just kind of same way that No Name Team has done here. Taking their time, thinking about that second pick, making sure that they're starting off this draft the way they want to. Also, I should mention that I am joined on this cast by absolutely no one on stats. That's not his name. I actually have absolutely no one. I asked the Standard Deviants to provide me with a wonderful stats person, and they didn't because they're jerks, so no stats for this game. No stats. But that's okay. That's okay. We're going to have some fun on our own. We're going to enjoy the game. I'm gonna be as statistical as possible. I don't know what yeah. I'm not a good stats man, actually. I hate numbers. I failed high school math. Not something to trust me with, but we'll go along with it anyways. We'll pretend it's happening,
10 seconds
and we'll act accordingly. Darkseer is going to be the second pick here by PyroDemic, so looking to kind of grab that another kind of run-at-you, fight-early hero. But Darkseer has not been seeing a stellar win rate in competitive as of recent. I think it's actually down in the 30%. So Darkseer's not been as insane a hero, and so far there's not really any heroes that are going to be insanely countered by that illusory wall. If you drop down the wall, you get a good vacuum. Night Stalker's not going to do too much. Dazzle, not going to do too much. Gyro, on the other hand, will actually have a little bit of auto attack damage, but generally you see this Darkseer picked up as a counter to PL or Anti-Mage or Spectre or other heroes like that where the illusions can actually do a lot of work in team fights. And right now I'm not quite seeing that from the Darkseer in this game, but who knows? There's always a possibility for him to kind of make something of the rest of his kit, and he definitely makes games very hard for teams, especially if he gets a good initiation. They might have a really good plan for this Darkseer as well. I mean, if you go for something like the Darkseer Wyvern combo and you can land it consistently, that alone is like, it's like an RP times 2. It's really strong. So we'll see what they go for here. The Husker, the PL, the Ember Spirit, and the Juggernaut were all of the second phase bans here. So a lot of core heroes, a lot of, once again, run-at-you heroes that can kind of take it in the late game. The Husker banned out against PyroDemic because they don't have a ton of physical damage, and it seems like they don't want to draft anymore. They've got the Phantom Lancer banned out, which I find kind of odd because Tusk usually does okay against Phantom Lancer, and Darkseer does as well. I mean, Phantom Lancer does good against Tusk because he can kind of doppel away from the snowball. But even so, I mean, if he's already doppel-walked, you can snowball towards the one that you think is real and chase it down and lock it down with the punch and stuff. So you can definitely do some really good stuff with that. Now, the Gyrocopter picked up by No Name Team, we already discussed that, but the Abaddon coming out by PyroDemic. So that's kind of your beefy run-at-you Healy support mix hero. Curious to see if they're going to run this on a core position or if they're going to put this kind of as a duo offlane thing. We've been seeing a lot of duo lanes in the meta lately, and Abaddon Darkseer is definitely a really good duo lane. I mean, you put that Ion Shell on the Abaddon, give him a surge, let him run forward with his own shield, and he's gonna be unkillable, and he's gonna be dishing out insane damage per second. So the Abaddon is actually a really good kind of core 4 position. Actually, in that scenario, I'd even call the Darkseer the 4 position and the Abaddon the 3. But we'll see how that gets played out here. The Tusk is interesting with how this plays out because if they do choose to go for a dual lane scenario like that, the Tusk really doesn't have so much of a position unless they stick it like solo mid, which is not something that's overly popular right now. The Rubik is going to be picked up as secondary support for the no-name team. So once again, not quite going for that kind of 4 run at you heroes like I mentioned. They're going to go for a little bit more support, kind of favor a stronger laning phase, and that Rubik is a pretty good defensive pickup against the Abaddon. Like I said, they're going to be applying a lot of pressure to no-name teams off lane, which means that the Dazzle and Rubik are going to have to do a lot of work to kind of keep that gyro from just getting run over. You know, you have to use that telekinesis to push them away, the Dazzle to keep the heals up, get the shallow graves off and whatnot, kind of just keep your carry safe and let them farm up. But PyroDemic going even more aggressive. Like they really don't have a true support at this point. I mean, Abaddon and Tusk can both function as supports, but both of them are relatively greedy and like to do a little bit more damage than some other support heroes would. So, curious to see how they're going to lane this and how they're going to set their team up going into this last picking phase here. But TA banned out by a no-name team, not feeling like they have the tools to deal with that on mid, and I don't think they've really picked their mid hero yet. It'll probably be a Dazzle Night Stalker in the off lane, or just the Night Stalker solo, and they haven't picked their mid, but they do have to pick first in this last phase, so thinking of that, they are going to ban out the TA. Storm Spirit banned out by PyroDemic. A little bit of an odd ban. Storm hasn't seen a lot of play, and you know, I would say that they don't have great lockdown for it, but they do have Clinks, who's kind of a natural Orchid carrier. He can go for that Orchid build if he needs, and of course Tusk has a couple seconds of lockdown in his kit as well. So I think with an extra hero, they probably could have dealt with the Storm Spirit, especially considering his stage in the game. But Anti-Mage is going to be picked up by no-name team. Can't hear me in-game. Good call, good call, good call. Let's get that fixed. I believe... Crap, I can't remember which one we want, whether it's team or party. I think it's team. Alright, hello everyone in Dota TV! I completely forgot to turn on my audio, so welcome to the broadcast. I messed up, but hopefully you've been enjoying my analysis of the draft and my not talking, as I'm not a very good analytical caster, but I do my best. Anyways, yeah, I'm broadcasting on Twitch okay, hopefully, so Twitch will be alright, and we're going to see a puck coming out from PyroDemic. I absolutely love this. So it looks like the Tusk and the Abaddon are going to be the 4 and 5 position, which leaves them pretty damn greedy, and I think their lanes are possibly gonna suffer from this. Gyrocopter is actually probably going to be mid. I'm curious about how they want to run this, really. They could run the Night Stalker as a mid hero, and I think Solfu is actually the mid player for no-name team. So if it's a Night Stalker mid with the Gyrocopter Dazzle aggro lane or something, I feel like that would be okay, but we'll see. Anyways, let's introduce the teams, and then we'll figure out what the lanes are afterwards. But Mr. E is going to be taking up the puck, heading over towards the mid lane. Rar is going to be taking the Abaddon. We've got Anonymous Player going to be taking the Clinks. Submaniac, the admin for AD2L, he's going to be playing the Darkseer down on the bottom lane. Minato, the Tusk player, he's going to be going down there. What the heck is the camera doing? Alright, he's going to be heading down towards the bottom lane with that Tusk right now. Actually, looks like they're just planning a little bit of an aggressive play, so they're moving 4 heroes down towards the enemy jungle. Over on the side of the no-name team, we've got Streetlight going to be playing the Gyrocopter. On the Rubik, we've got Frugas. Over here in the jungle, we've got Louis Simon. I don't know. There's a lot of ways to pronounce that. He's going to be taking the Dazzle up here towards the top rune. We've got Bunny Kirby playing the Anti-Mage, and Solfu himself on the Night Stalker. So judging by the build, it looks like it's going to be a Night Stalker off lane. The Anti-Mage, I'm curious what he's going to be doing. Probably safe lane, but the way they've kind of been standing here, it makes me think that the AM might just go farm mid. I think the AM actually could do that if he's got the... Whoa! My cat just fell off my desk. That's cool. Awesome. Alright, we've got Clinks trying to steal the bounty rune here. Is he going to be able to do it? No, he will not. The Anti-Mage is going to snag that rune. He does actually come out of Invis to throw out an auto attack, and Solfu's going to punish him just a little bit with a Void and an auto attack. Puck got the bounty rune on the bottom lane, so she's going to be grabbing that and heading back up towards mid. So yeah, it looks like the Anti-Mage is just going to farm mid. Alright, down on bottom Frugas just standing in the river, but there is a ward spotting him out, so Submaniac's going to know not to go too far. He's going to take a couple auto attacks here, but that is no big deal for him. Rubik actually starting with boot, so it looks like he's going to be walking around and roaming just a little bit more than he would otherwise, but the Tusk, now seeing that the anti-mage is mid, has decided he's just going to come in here and kind of abuse the AM as much as he can. And actually, AM skilled his Q first, so he's not going to be able to blink out of these out of this ice here, and he's actually going to take a lot of harassment damage, bringing out a salve right away because he realizes that he's definitely very low on HP, and he's going to need that salve to survive until he gets his next couple items. Curious what the item build on a mid anti-mage is going to be. I mean, if, you know, I'd imagine he's just going to farm it up like a normal anti-mage, but you've got to be a little bit more brawly to be able to stand against this Puck, especially when she gets higher levels, because Puck should just be able to run over an anti-mage if given the opportunity. So it's going to be a difficult lane for him. I imagine he'll go for his full treads before he starts on any of his Battle Fury components, and might even think to go for a Vlad's first as well. But we'll have to see. Up here on the top lane, Sulfu's getting well, he got one last hit, but he definitely has a good wave of creeps pushing in towards his tower, so he's going to get a little bit of farm, a couple levels, as the Clinks just tries to harass him out with the Searing Arrows. Down on bottom, Darkseer moving his way forward, but he's always got eyes on this Rubik, so he's never really in too much danger to take much damage. And aside from the telekinesis, there's not a lot of control to keep this Darkseer in place. If the Dazzle hits him with a poison touch, he doesn't really care. He's going to surge, he's going to run, and he should just be fine. So all in all, I think this Darkseer is actually going to have a pretty comfortable lane. He's not going to do too much harassment to the Gyrocopter, as he is a ranged hero and does have a pretty good magic damage nuke to take down those creeps really quickly. But anyways, we'll see on the mid lane. Frugas is now moving in towards mid, looking for Mr. E, maybe to just do a little bit of harassment damage. He's walking up onto the high ground, but this actually could be his life. He is way too far forward with not enough help. I can see this Puck just catching him, but no, the Illusory Orb does not hit. But yeah, Puck gets the kill, and Bottle comes out to heal her back up and should be just fine. Keeping the courier nearby so that he can Bottle Crow, and yeah, what a play. I mean, it was kind of obvious once you saw that Rubik start walking up there how much damage he was taking, but I think he just thought that they could blow up the Puck a lot quicker than they could. And the Anti-Mage blink forward, it kind of helped, but I mean, even with the Illusory Orb missing, the Rubik still just goes down to auto attacks. And I mean, Puck is a pretty damn good auto attacker, especially against a Rubik that is level 1. So, well played there, and Mr. E is off to a grand start, grabbing the first blood for his team. Double damage going to be secured here by the Tusk, and he's got a Abaddon in tow. If they snowball in onto this mid lane, this could be the death of the Anti-Mage for sure. They're really far forward here, the Rubik, and yeah, they're going to go for the Rubik because they know the AM can just blink away. Ice Shards are out, and the Illusory Orb, no, actually the Abaddon shield popping is going to secure the kill on the Rubik. So, PyroDemic off to a 2-kill start as the Tusk and Abaddon roam towards the mid lane. So far, lane's looking really, really good for Pyro. I mean, they've got the Clinks and the Puck both out-farming their lanes. Of course, the Gyrocopter is a little bit higher on last hits than anybody else on the board, but they are trading that for significant losses in the other lanes as per those 2 kills on the Rubik mid. So, yeah, Rubik looking strong right now. The Anti-Mage sitting on level 5, and he's only got 4 points in his skills up, which means that he has gone for 1 level in stats. Oh, Clinks tries to invis away, but sticks around to get the kill and then die himself. And he actually dies to creep, so that is a favorable trade for the Clinks. Him getting the kill first means that he gets the XP. Doesn't give the XP to the Night Stalker, and not only that, but he splits up 150 gold between 2 heroes. So that was only really a creep and a half for both heroes that were in the kill. Tusk going for a snowball forward. They want to catch this Rubik out again, but Minato, he's slowed down underneath the tower here. Going to take a few tower shots, and the Night Stalker chasing him down gets that kill. So 2-3 now on the board with No Name Team grabbing themselves a couple to even it out. Clinks back in lane, starting the last hit, throwing out some Searing Arrows onto the Night Stalker, but going to take a little bit of harassment damage himself. But of course, the Abaddon right there to give him a shield, keep him nice and healthy, and make sure that nothing's going wrong. Rar going to walk over to the side shop and grab himself his boots, and all should be good here. So yeah, it looks like the Anti-Mage is heading towards getting a pair of Power Treads first. He's picked up that Belt of Strength so that he can sustain a little bit more damage in the mid lane, and actually picking up another set of Tangos to munch on while he's getting harassed out in the mid lane. Overestimating his damage a little bit there and missing a couple last hits, so he's definitely falling a little bit behind, but surprisingly he's only 2 last hits behind this Puck, who is having a little bit of a hard time keeping this Anti-Mage out of farm. Despite the ganks, Anti-Mage still has 1 kill. Or sorry, I'm looking at the wrong... I had Puck clicked and I thought it was Anti-Mage. But yeah, no, he doesn't have a kill. But he's stayed alive. The Rubik has taken the couple kills for him. And instead he has gone on to farm himself pretty successfully. So we'll see where he goes. He's actually beating the Puck now. But I do fear for this when the Puck wants to go, because if Puck lands in Illusory Orb and gets a silence out and then drops the Dream Coil, that could be enough damage with a third party, or yeah, with a third party involved to bring him down. Another double damage found here by Minato, so maybe he takes this down to bottom lane and tries to get a kill on the gyrocopter. It looks like Puck is actually going to share her bottle charges, grab the DD, and head back to mid herself. Thought the Tusk might have been able to use that to find himself a kill, but instead he's just going to kind of stride around for a little bit, wonder where to go, and not really go anywhere. But Puck should be safe to do as she pleases in this mid lane now. With that double damage activated, she's going to go in on Kirby. He cannot blink out of this. If he does, he's going to pop, and there he goes. 322 gold on the kill for that Anti-Mage. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. Once he gets 6, that Puck actually becomes pretty potent against Blink heroes, because she gets that break damage whenever anyone blinks away. Up on top, Night Stalker now looking like he wants to roam a little bit. He's got his level 6 up, 3 points in Void, and action coming out on mid lane, actually. Frugas finds himself a little bit too far forward, and there is a Shallow Grave. Is this orb going to hit? No, it will not. The heal is good from the Dazzle, but there's a Night Stalker. He's ready to come in, do some damage. Silences up Minato, but he doesn't have enough mana anyways to do anything, but there we go. The Fade Bolt comes in, and it helps out, and then, oh my god, they catch the Puck. I think Puck just overestimated what she could do there. Tried to do a little bit too much damage and ended up taking a ton herself and ends up going down. So not a really good trade there by Pyro. I feel like they played that a little bit sloppy. I think the Tusk was pretty much doomed from how far forward he was, but the Puck had an easy way out of there for sure, and definitely let that go. Tusk back on the mid lane here, and Bunny Kirby not too scared of him. Just going to run forward and start chipping away at that mana pool. He's really durable with these Strength Treads and the Poor Man's Shield up. Does as much damage as he can, blinks away, and he's going to be just fine. They're going to chase him down the river, but they're not snowballing. Or actually, they don't have a snowball. I was going to say they're not snowballing because they know they can't catch him, but they don't have it. And Anti-Mage walks away, heads back towards mid, and not going to get a rune, but still keeping his farm up. Sitting at 30 last hits, tied with the Puck. But of course, that Gyrocopter is topping out the charts at a pretty rapid pace. He's got that Flat Cannon charged up here. He's going to come down the bottom and grab some creeps. Do what he can, but 54 last hits on him. 20 ahead of the next closest, which is the Clinks at 33. Chasing in on this Night Stalker now. They're going to catch him with the Ice Shards, and 4 heroes up towards top. Secures that kill and keeps them safe during the night. Well, during the imposed nighttime from that darkness. Bunny Kirby's starting to just chip away at mid, do whatever he can to kind of just do a little bit of damage here, but with that fortification, he's just going to run down towards bottom and pick up whatever rune is there, and it does happen to be a haste. Not too much I think he can do with this. You know, he'll be able to get in, do some chip damage to Puck, and probably get out, but for the most part, I don't think he wants to go too far forward, especially with this Tusk looming on the sidelines. Abaddon roaming around with a... oh man, this is so annoying. This happens when you're casting too, eh? That's abysmal. Alright, up on top lane. Night Stalker going forward. Really wants to catch out that Clinks, and he does indeed. The Sentry Ward is good, and Clinks cannot find his way over towards that side shop. So actually, they popped Dust and had a Sentry down. Oh wait, no, sorry. This is a Dire Sentry. So the Dire Sentry was probably there for a D Ward earlier. So yeah, they secure the Clinks with the Dust, and there was no way he was going to run away from that unless he found himself some fancy tree jukes, but don't imagine that was going to be the case. Still curious about this Anti-Mage's build, whether he's going to go for the traditional Battle Fury or opt for something else. It could go either way, in my opinion. I feel like the way they want to play this draft and the way they have been playing it so far means that the Anti-Mage is going to brawl a little bit more than he usually would, but he does actually pick up the Ring of Health and another set of Tangos, so really feeling like he wants to keep himself sustained in this mid lane and going to make sure that he can do that. So yeah, the Ring of Health, it'll help him out for sure. And of course that means the Battle of Fury. So none of those weird brawly builds I was discussing. But we got two heroes underneath the tower, and there is a mad dive coming in. We got the Tusk, we got the Darkseer, and the Puck all looking for blood under there. But with the TP in, they know they can go now, and they got three heroes down. The Dream Coil goes out on one, but the Rubik is there. What did he steal? Did he get the Dream Coil? No, it's an Illusory Orb. Shallow Grave out on Sulfu. He's trying to run away. Will he be able to make it? It looks like he will. Jukes back into the trees. The Mana Void out on the Darkseer, and they get the Tusk as well. Puck is going to be able to orb herself away from that fight, but an excellent bait and dive. That was absolutely perfect. They saw two heroes laying around. Oh, sorry. Two of the heroes from No Name Team. Whoa, wait, I'm missing kills. Frugas dropping really low, but the stick keeps him healthy for now. Gonna try to trade auto attacks. Uses a levicate or the telekinesis. Hits with an illusory orb, and are they gonna be able to pick off the puck? They do indeed. Abaddon comes forward, but not gonna find the kill. But yeah, that was beautifully played down in the bottom lane. Two heroes just kind of sitting there. They knew they were in trouble, so they backed off into the trees and hit as well as they could. And as soon as that dive came in, they TP'd two heroes up in here and just sandwiched him in. Made sure there was no way they could get away with that dive unpunished, and two heroes go down. Tusk goes for a really ambitious snowball and gets finished off by that rocket barrage on the bottom lane. So No Name Team starting to pull away 10-5. And doing really well in terms of farm as well. If we pop over to the net worth charts, we see 3 of the top 4 are all on the side of the No Name Team, with the Clinks slightly behind the Night Stalker there, which is not what you want from the safe lane versus the off lane. If your safe lane farmer is behind the enemy off lane, you're going to start having some problems. But Clinks is notoriously good at his tower pushing abilities, and we're going to see that tier 1 tower go down relatively soon. I imagine next time his ulti's off cooldown, he'll go Soul Ring, take a creep, and try to knock that down. And once he does that, he's going to be a little bit more free from this lane, and he'll be able to roam around and do as he pleases. Curious what the build on this Clinks is going to go for. I don't think, like, the Anti-Mage is a really good target for the Orchid, so the Orchid might be his choice, but the Soul Ring is generally the lead-up for... Oh, he's going to get caught. He gets Telekinesis, held down, and yeah, that's it for the Clinks. The damage was just way too much, and he's got a very, very small health pool, so Clinks goes down, and that's going to be the end of him. But as I was saying, yeah, the Soul Ring is generally the build-up towards the Desolator build, which you generally use to kind of... A, pick off high armor targets, and B, push towers. It's a really, really strong tower pushing item, and so I don't know if that's the kind of game Clinks wants to play this game, though, because there's definitely a lot of really good Orchid targets. I mean, the Dazzle is one, the Anti-Mage is another, Rubik is a third, Night Stalker and Gyrocopter not so much, but still really strong in their own right. Anyways, we've got a Brawl coming out here on top. Minato, yeah, another... It was kind of a forced snowball. He was forced into it, but Mr. E jumps in. He's going to drop the Dream Coil. They want to go on this. It does snap on the Night Stalker, but Mr. E actually gets a Dagon delivered. Is he going to be able to turn this around? But no, the damage from the Gyrocopter is huge, and the Clinks trying to run away now. They drop a Sentry Ward. Why is the camera all over the place? But yeah, not going to be able to catch the Clinks, but they get 3 anyways, and yeah, that Puck... He tried to make things happen, got that Dagon delivered, but there was just no one low enough. The Tusk going in there right at the beginning, like, it was... I feel like that Tusk could have walked away from that, but he kind of just saw the Night Stalker and got nervous. Like, he was here, Night Stalker was here, and, you know, if he threw a Shards and just walked that way, he would have been fine, but he just went straight into the Snowball, and that started a fight which they just really couldn't win. So, PyroDemic not taking a great fight off the bat, and down 14-5 against a lineup that is infinitely greedier than theirs. Clinks finds a good pick-off on the Rubik, though. He gets caught out of position, and the Ice Shards are good, locking him down, but Silence goes out on the Puck, and all she really has is the Dagon to keep her going right now. And, okay, Clinks goes for a pop out of the Invis, but that's not going to help against that Gyrocopter, who's got that Rocket Barrage going. Mr. E trying to jump away, and it looks like he will. He's got 4 heroes right beside him trying to help him out. The body blocks are real, and Sulfu trying to catch the Puck, not going to be able to do it. 4 heroes down. The Anti-Mage goes for a blink in. They want the Puck so bad. There's the Mana Void, but is he going to pay for this with his life? It's very possible that he will. Blinks down to the low ground, but the Snowball's going to follow. Will they be able to lock him down enough to bring out this kill? They get the punch. He blinks away once more, and they... Oh man, yeah, they can't chase onto the high ground. Maybe a godlike vacuum there could have secured that kill, but very well played by both sides in that engagement, actually. The PyroDemic heroes, I think they yeah, I don't know. It was hard to catch that anti-mage. He got really far away really quickly. And despite that really good snowball chasing him down to the low ground, it just wasn't enough. But AM, knowing that he could go in there, jumps in, blinks, gets the kill on the puck with that mana void, and gets out safely. So well played, and he's well on his way to his Battle Fury now, as he's sitting at 1,400 gold and the Perseverance. Actually just buys up that Claymore now, so he's going to have the Battle Fury within the next 3 or 4 minutes, which is actually a pretty good pace for an anti-mage who was on the mid lane farming. Missed a kill down on bottom there. They went for the Dazzle, jumped in, and looks like the burst damage was just too much. That Dagon first puck is really interesting. I play a lot of puck, and Dagon first is never the build that I've gone. I always feel like Yule Scepter is almost like, well, like, no Blink Dagger is the curious part of this. I mean, Dagon is 2,700 gold, so you could have easily gotten a Blink Dagger instead, but instead just decides to go for the damage, not opting to get that Blink at all. And I usually like to go for Yule Scepter after the Blink, because it just gives you so much invulnerability time. You can spend, like, I think a total of 8 or 9 seconds just completely untouchable. And so keeping yourself safe in that regard is something that I prioritize, but this game, Mr. E has no cares in the world, and instead says, alright, I'm just going to go for the damage, let's fight, bitches, and bring it on. And alright. Roshan going to eat a couple of missiles to the face, and tells Streetlight that there's no one there doing the Roshan. They kind of feared that. I don't know if Pyro's lineup can really do Rosh all that quickly. I would have said that they could if the Clinks had any sort of minus armor, whether it was the Desolator or if it was at Solar Crest or something, but they just really don't have a lot of damage right now. Their power is in their lockdown and their survivability in fights. Like, it's really hard to kill almost all of these heroes. I mean, Clinks is Invis, Darkseer has his Surge and his Mech, Tusk always has the Snowball, Puck, of course, one of the most elusive heroes in the game, and Abaddon has his ultimate to keep him alive, so it's going to be really hard to find those pickoffs. What? Just, what? What was Gyro doing that he got picked off by that Clinks? I really wish I had instant replay there. Mid lane, I'm missing a kill while I'm talking about the kill that I missed. Tusk gets jumped on, and they're going to finish him off really quickly there. Might have been another ambitious snowball. There's been a couple of those this game. That sucker looking like he wants to go for that fast Aghanims. They get the silence out on Mr. E. Will they be able to bring him down? Rubik jumps in from a long range with that Illusory Orb, but Puck manages to turn it around, drops down the Dream Coil. It gets stolen by the Rubik, and he turns it back around. Why does this Rubik have an Armlet of Mordig? I don't know. This is crazy. The ultimate goes down from the Gyrocopter, and they're going to secure themselves 2 kills. The Puck and the Darkseer, those are pretty significant, and it looks like they're going to work towards bringing down that mid tower. But Clinks pops out of Invis to try to get himself a kill on that Rubik. Not going to get brought down, though. They don't have the protection to finish him off. Sentry Ward dropped, though, and they're going to Telekinesis, bring him back. There's the Rocket Barrage. Are they going to get him before he gets out of Invis? No. Well, he's not going to get away, is what I was saying no to. They definitely bring that Clinks down. Tuskar now getting himself in a little bit of trouble, tries to snowball away to safety, and he's getting healed up by the Abaddon, but does get brought down in the end. Abaddon commits suicide to heal that Tusk up, so well played by him, but that's still a full 5-man wipe, and the no-name team are on to the Tier 1 tower, doing the damage, and have got the Battle Fury on the AM. They've got the majority of the BKB on that Gyrocopter, so the cores on the no-name team right now are starting to get very, very scary. They played a very greedy draft, and they got away with it, and this might be the undoing of PyroDemic. I mean, Pyro, they're playing okay, but they just didn't punish what was an insanely greedy draft off the start, and I have a hard time seeing them being true contenders in the late game against a farmed Anti-Mage and Gyrocopter. I mean, these are 2 heroes that just, once they get ahead, they just continue getting more ahead. So PyroDemic needs to make some action happen right now. I mean, they've got the Clink scouting things out. They know where the AM is. Maybe they can find a kill on him if they can chase him down, but they need to be able to secure those kills. And the Puck's going to jump into this camp. They get the Dream Coil and the Silence down. Once that Silence wears off, he's going to be able to blink away, and he does indeed. Snowball catches him, but will it be enough? He's got another blink in 2 seconds. They're going to go for the Walrus Punch. Can they bring him down? No, he blinks away over onto the other side of the cliff, and TP's out. He is going to be gone. Anti-Mage escapes, and like I said, like, low amounts of damage and control on PyroDemic is going to make it very, very hard to catch this Anti-Mage. Now, the Anti-Mage, I think they could have brought him down there if they had stacked the Dream Coil with the Silence a little better. Right off the bat, Mr. E jumped in and hit both of them right at the same time. He just dropped the Dream Coil and the Silence, which kind of kept Anti-Mage locked in place. And generally, people who are in a Dream Coil like to kind of just sit there for a couple seconds and see if they can walk out of it, or whether they have to take the stun. So I think if they had waited and just let that Anti-Mage show off the blink animation, like right as he's doing that little twisty move before he blinks, then you drop the Silence, you get a couple extra seconds of damage. I think that's the only way they find that kill. Otherwise, it is a very difficult one for sure. Oh, there we go. Okay, so, sorry, I'm wondering why my camera control feels so sloppy, and I think it's because of this. There we go. Sorry, friends, I have not casted in a good long time, so it's, trying hard to keep the camera intact, but, yeah, because I've been using the middle click smooth scrolling, which looks very nice when you do it. When you do this, it's like, it looks good. But every time I edge panned, it was just shooting off in different directions. So I apologize for the sloppy camera work. I will make sure that is better. But anyways, down on bottom lane. Ooh, a whiffed Dream Coil. Looking for I don't know what they were looking for, to be honest. I thought that might have been a return pick, but honestly, there was no one there to back him up. I mean, even if they got that Dream Coil, I don't think they find the kill on the Night Stalker. So that kill is not going to happen there. And smoke coming out from PyroDemic. They're looking for action, and the smoke pops in the river. That is just terrible place. Louis Simon, the Dazzle, he's going to get caught out. I don't think there's any way he gets out of this one. Drops the weave right before he goes down, just so that his team can maybe turn this back around. Looking for the Tusk is Bunny Kirby. He's jumping forward. Will he be able to find this kill? There's he's going for it. He doesn't really fear anything here. Like I said, very low damage from this team. They can't offer much, and there we go. Gyrocopter chasing down onto this Darkseer. Darkseer maybe, nope, not enough damage to bring down the Night Stalker, and Puck now trying to find her way away from this. Oh my god, what Reborn, man. That's crazy. GG is called, and that's going to be it. So, Frugos's Blink Armlet Rubik is going to take the game. And yeah, very quick GG, 22 minutes. And PyroDemic just kind of got run over by a greedy draft. Like I said, very early on they had a... yeah, like very early on, they probably had an advantage in the lanes. Their heroes could have done a lot with what they had, but the Tusk rotations weren't amazing. They kind of got picked off here and there, and the Anti-Mage just ended up farming like mad, and Gyrocopter AM at 22 minutes take the game. So anyways, that was a great game. We're going to be heading into game number 2 right away. I'm going to pop the lobby up and we're going to head straight into it. So stick around. It'll probably be 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll be right into game number 2 of this best of 3 series in the AD2L Champions League semi-finals playoffs. Alright, let's jump over here. Okay. Nope. Bat. Okay, literally someone is complimenting my casting abilities as I'm fucking all of this up in chat. So, awesome. Alright, I'll be right back, friends.